Kia ora, Internet! This is exciting. I've got the next challenge video for our Quilters Challenge. And this time it's from Michelle from Bits and Pieces Quilting.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bits and Pieces Quilting, and I am thrilled to be taking part in the Quilters Circle Challenge. And today, my challenge for all of those in the Quilters Circle Challenge is to use a piece of your very favorite fabric. I have a few pieces. It's going to be a hard choice, but there are a few that I am just so reluctant to use because I love them so much. So this is my challenge, and I'm really interested to hear from you as to why the fabric is your favorite, and if you have any memories to share about that fabric, where you got it, what attracted you to it in the first place, and why you've been holding on to it for this time. And how long have you been holding on to it? I know what piece I'm going to use because I'm going to respond to my own challenge, but I'm so keen to see what you're going to do. Thanks, friends. It's been fun working with you, and I look forward to seeing your challenge results.
I don't know what my favourite fabric is. All of my fabrics are my favourites. Michelle, why did you have to make this so hard? How am I supposed to choose? I need to consult my stash. Okay, I think I found it. Or rather them. It's kind of cheating to choose two fabrics, but the reason these are my favourite are because there's two of them. I think these were the first proper quilting fabrics, or at least proper yardage of quilting fabric that I bought from a proper quilting shop. Not just like Spotlight or Lincraft or one of those generic craft shops. I went to an actual quilting shop. I don't remember which one it was now, but I do remember getting these in a shop. And they're just so beautiful together. They just really, I don't know, I love this colour combination. And I bought them kind of on a whim, just because I love the colours together. And I didn't know what I wanted to use them for, but I knew I needed to make something that involved both of them. And I just never came up with the right project. So they have sat on my shelf for ages, and I look at them all the time and think, I must come up with something to use those fabrics for. And occasionally when I'm working on something, I'll see one of them and think, oh, that would be perfect. No, but I can't break up the set. They have to go together. But I think it's time to use them finally. I have no idea what I'm going to make, other than it'll be a cushion, because that's what I've challenged myself to do with these challenges, is to make a cushion from each one. So yeah, I can do it. I can cut into these, and I can come up with a design worthy of them. Maybe. I've been staring at the fabrics for a while, trying to work out what I want to do. And what I've realised is that the reason I've never found the right project for them is that tonally they're very similar. There's just no contrast between them. So I'm going to need to add another fabric to introduce some contrast. And I think I've got the perfect thing. The scale on this fabric is much larger, so the obvious starting point is going to be to fussy cut a square of one of the bunches of flowers. And then do something symmetrical around it, maybe some sort of star or flower. Okay, I think I've come up with something that's going to be interesting and that's going to showcase the fabrics nicely. I'm going to need to add a couple more colours though, so that the central square doesn't get lost. I think maybe a dark green and a dark purple. And now I've just got to figure out how to sew those shapes I've made. Well, the first step is easy. Just fussy cut that central square. Then for the outer petals, because the angles aren't standard ones, I think the easiest way to get them is going to be measuring how far from the corners the points need to intersect. What I'm planning to do is very much like snowballing the corners, except using rectangles instead of squares. Doing it this way does waste quite a bit of fabric, but when you're doing with odd angles, it's a lot safer to do it this way than to try and cut out the exact shapes. I could have used foundation paper piecing to do the same thing, but sometimes it's fun to try and do it a different way. I've just realised I made a mistake. This point down here is going to get lost in the seam allowance. I really should have overlapped the rectangles, but I'm going to pretend that it was a design choice. We'll just keep this a secret between us. I got it right this time. See, it's got a nice point that won't get cut off. So now I just need to add some strips of background to the outside of the blocks, and then I can sew them all together. I've always wanted to try that magic YouTube sewing trick. Turns out it works. For the quilting, I'm going to highlight my favourite fabrics by stitching in the ditch and then echoing. And then I'll do some more dense swirl in the background. It will help push the other fabrics forward. Now I just need to add my envelope backing, and I've got just enough of that dark purple left for a binding. I did it! I used my favourite fabrics, and it didn't even hurt that much. Thanks, Michelle. This was a really good challenge. I had my doubts, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. Now, of course, I did cheat a little bit because I've still got a lot of that fabric left, so I can still use it for something else. But at least I made that first cut, which is the hardest. Isn't that a song? I can't wait to find out what everyone else has made. There'll be links down in the description to everyone else's channels, so make sure you check them out. And what about you? Are you going to take up Michelle's challenge? What's your favourite fabric? And can you bear to cut it up? Don't forget to do all those nice internety things like liking and subscribing and leave a comment. And I will see you next time. Ka kite anō, internet.